Good evening. Thank you for joining the live stream test for Coal Creek Theater of Louisville as we get ready to go kicking and streaming into our 2021 season. It's hard to believe, but it has been nearly a year since we were last able to welcome you here to the Arts Center. You know, here at Coal Creek, we say that every seat is a front row seat. Never has that been truer than tonight, as you have so graciously welcomed us into your home. We know why this is necessary. We have all been navigating through these unprecedented times as best we can. In that light, your people at Coal Creek have been working tirelessly, finding a way to bring theater to you until we can open these doors and pack this place once again. Won't surprise anybody that there have been some challenges along the way, but hardship breeds innovation. Tonight we are stepping outside the boundaries of conventional theater using an application to live stream, such as tonight, or to be able to record a live performance and then broadcast it later. Set has been built, lights have been hung, costumes have been selected, the actors know their lines. Well, we'll see about me. But then there's the most important factor. You, the audience. Without an audience, a show is simply not a show. Tonight, incredibly, the audience spans across the entire United States. Hi, Mom. We even have representation from London itself. So, no pressure. For those of you watching tonight, next week you'll receive a survey asking about your experience with the live stream. Now, it'll be brief, but it will help us immensely as we see any changes we should make, any adjustments to make your experience better for our next production. I would be remiss if I didn't mention how Coal Creek has been serious about safety with COVID-19. The set construction, the lights, the set decorating, everything in between has been done wearing masks and with social distancing. Our rehearsals started online, and when we were able to move to in-person, masks were worn. The cast has taken extra steps in quarantining, and in fact, the cast has just been tested for COVID-19, all negative. Hence, the cast has been cleared to perform tonight without masks. We are so excited to bring to you a 12-minute sneak peek at a brand new show called The Legacy of Baker Street.
Places!
Thank you, Places. Well, that's my cue to shut up. We hope you enjoy the show.
Charlotte, again, shouldn't we wait on the landlord as opposed to barging in?
Why for, Felicity? We have an appointment. And the door was unlocked. Seems an invitation to me.
Even one who was kicked out of Scotland Yard due to the rebellious nature should know that it is still breaking and entering.
You very well know I voluntarily left.
Heavily recommended.
Why would I wish to be counted among such incompetency?
They can't all be that bad.
You've also agreed we cannot leave Father's disappearance in their hands.
I know, we can't. This is the right address.
It's what was in the letter.
You didn't find the address odd, almost as though we were wearing a mask.
Agreed. I imagine all that will be revealed in due time.
Peculiar place, really.
What do you make of it?
Well, whoever lives here is awfully tidy, aren't they?
No, they're not.
Pardon?
It's well maintained, mind you, but this room hasn't been lived in for years.
How is that? These papers here on this table.
A cursory glance at our surroundings tells us that fact. No one has sat in that chair for quite some time. Well, yes, a fresh newspaper is there, yet the rug underneath shows no signs of distress where the feet would be.
Maybe they're very short.
But the position of the table indicates otherwise, to accommodate the length of their arms.
Perhaps it's a new rug.
Felicity, this room is a time capsule. This rug, those books, and that typewriter, just to indicate a few, have not been updated in at least a decade.
The books could just be researched, and it appears to be a writer.
Indeed. Well spot. The typewriter itself presents questions. This is fresh paper here, and...
What is it?
Certain letters have obviously been used more than others.
That's not uncommon, no.
It is in a room so meticulously kept otherwise.
What did you type?
My name.
Welcome, ladies. I see we are making ourselves accustomed.
Our apologies for letting ourselves in. Gregory Hudson is it, the landlord? Please don't call Scotland Yard.
My friends call me Hudson, and I would be pleased if you do the same. Why would I alert the coppers and keeping this place up for you lot?
For us.
Long-standing arrangement. I am sorry to hear about one of your fathers.
One?
We have much to discuss. I've put on some tea. I'll go and fetch it. I'd wait on that letter until we've been able to chat. Charlotte and Felicity Watson, welcome home. Welcome to 221B, Baker Street.
What in the world is going on? Baker Street was demolished.
Apparently not.
We watched it happen. Father took us.
And that is his chair. It's exactly as he describes it.
How do you take your tea? With sugar?
And milk, please. How is this place still standing then?
I have a theory.
Care to share?
In due time, I'll have tea first.
What if that letter has your name on it?
Intriguing, but not surprising.
Well, here we are. Well, at least now I know how to make your tea.
Do you mind if we sit?
Oh, that's not my call, ma'am. But please, make yourselves comfortable, however you find it.
You seem already familiar with us, Gregory.
Hudson, please, ma'am.
Hudson? I have so many questions I hardly know where to begin. I suppose I'll start with, what do you know about us?
Plenty, but such is the business of Hudson. Above all else, your sisters. Not bound by blood, what with the adoption, but Blood never defines bond.
Only those in the family know about the adoption. Who are you? Why did you invite us here?
I believe I shall let Miss Charlotte answer that for us. She reminds me of the kettle I just made tea with.
Please don't encourage her.
Let's start with the why. Why here and why now? We're standing in the decidedly still existing 221B Baker Street, and Dr. John Watson has disappeared. Well, the only logical and obvious conclusion is that it was decided to finally inform me that my birth father was Sherlock Holmes. Really?
When we were little, she bet me that she was the daughter of Sherlock.
That doesn't shock me in the least.
As for you, your accent is unique where it implies significant time with British upper class.
Yet a bit of Manchester finds itself to the surface from time to time.
In similar contrast, you know how to make a cup of tea.
More significantly, biscuits from scratch.
While a delicate touch is there, no doubt instilled by your mother, the famous Mrs. Hudson, the state of your knuckles indicates you've seen a fair share of brawls, but the state of your face, a decent nose and unblemished jaw, would imply you rarely lose.
I do know my way around the kitchen and how to take care of a household due to Mrs. Hudson. But she is my aunt, not my mum. I have seen a fight or two. That training came from my time with the Baker Street Irregulars.
You knew Sherlock.
I was too young when Sherlock was last active to say that I knew him. But after he went into seclusion, the Irregulars stayed working.
To this day.
Even as we speak.
Keeping watch when Sherlock couldn't.
Speaking of the detective, we should leave Miss Charlotte be so that she can read her letter.
Does all this do is confirm what I've already said?
I'd wager it's still worth a look. Miss Felicity, I can show you around a bit.
I'll be right behind you. Excellent examination of his face, Charlotte.
Quiet, Felicity. I was simply making a deduction.
Oh,
Speaking of deductions, what told you he made the biscuits fresh?
there's a trace of flour on his shirt and trousers.
Oh, well, nicely done.
It's no use trying to change the subject. You may very well be the daughter of Sherlock Holmes, but you've never possessed the coldness described about him. Save for his friendship with father.
But that's just it. How do I exist? How does a man like Sherlock have a child?
Perhaps the answer is in that letter.
I'll leave you to it. To my daughter, Charlotte.
We want to say another big thanks to our tech crew here who's worked so hard in making tonight possible. And once again, thank you for welcoming us into your homes.
Coal Creek Theater of Louisville still has a fantastic season ahead of it for 2021. Savannah Sipping Society will begin streaming on March 13th, so be sure to tune in for that.
And don't forget to follow us on social media, including Facebook and YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a delightful rest of your evening. Goodbye.